Hi everybody, welcome to the video. Thank you so much for joining us today. Today I'm going to show you guys how to set up your Fibonacci retracement tool in the ThinkorSwim trading platform. But first I'd like to welcome back all of our subscribers. Thank you guys so much for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. And if this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Kirk with Tactical Options Trading, and we make videos just like this on a consistent basis where we talk about the stock market and options trading. If you'd like to learn more, consider subscribing and clicking that bell so that you don't miss out on any future content. All right, guys, let's jump right in. We're talking about the Fibonacci tool. Now, if you're not familiar with the Fibonacci tool, let me show you guys what I'm talking about real quick. Let me just pull a chart over here on my ThinkorSwim platform. Now, when I pull this over here, I'm just going to go ahead and snap a Fibonacci tool on here so you can see what this looks like. So when I draw these lines on my chart, you can see that there's different levels, and I'm going to show you what those levels are and how to set this up. Now, if we put this next to a stock, you can see that these stocks start to respect these levels. So for example, let's say we're looking at Apple here, and if I'm going to draw a Fibonacci tool right here, or draw Fibonacci on my chart, you could see right away that this level right here, this 1272, was respected right here by the stock. And I'm going to show you guys why that is and how that comes about. Let me show you guys another place here, and it happens all over the place. These Fibonacci levels happen all over the place. Let me just draw one right here. I can put this on the chart, and you can see right there again that 1272. This candle closed on the day right on that 1272, and then again right up here at that 1618 retracement. So what are these numbers and why are they so important on a chart, and how can we use them? Well, let me give you guys a quick little history on Fibonacci. So Fibonacci, Leonardo Fibonacci, was an Italian mathematician from the Republic of Pisa and was considered at the time to be the most talented mathematician of the Middle Age. So he came up with this sequence. Now the sequence goes something like this. So you take the 0, you add a 1. Well, 0 and 1 make 1. Now if you take the 1 and the 1 together and you add those two together, you get 2. Now if you take the 1 and the 2 and you add those together, that's going to be 3, and so on and so forth. So you add the 2 and the 3 together, that's going to be 5, and that sequence will go all the way out into infinity. So it's not so much that the sequence is so important, but the relationship of these numbers to each other. When you start dividing them one against another, it gives some pretty interesting ratios. So the quotient, or when you start dividing these numbers adjacent to the numbers that they're sitting next to, possess an amazing proportion, roughly 0.618, or its inverse of 0.618. Well, what does that mean? Let's say, for example, we took the 13 right here and we divided it by the 8. Well, that's going to give us the 1.618 golden ratio. It's known worldwide what this number is. It's found in nature. It's found in all kinds of things, this golden ratio. Now you can go anywhere along this sequence here and do that same thing. So if you took the 34, you divided it by that lower number of 21, it's going to come up with that 1.618. Now let's do the inverse. Now let's take the lower number and divide it by the higher number. So now we're taking the 8, dividing it by the 13. That's going to give us the inverse, or the 0.618. Now again, you can do that anywhere along the sequence all the way out into the future, and it's going to give you that 1.618 or that 0.618 depending on what you do there. So let's say, for example, we take the 13 and we divide it by that 21. Well, 13 divided by 21 is going to be that 0.618. That's that inverse of that golden ratio that we were talking about. But let's say, for example, we take the 13 and we divide it by 2 out. So now we're dividing the 13 by the 34. That's going to give us a 0.382. Now if we go 3 out and we divide it by 55, so we're taking 13 and we're going 3 away now, dividing it by that 55, that's going to give us a 0.236. Now if we just turn all these into percentages, this is pretty interesting because these are some fairly common retracement levels when we're trading stocks. So these numbers right here derived from the Fibonacci sequence. Now this 50% really isn't a Fibonacci number or a retracement. It is a retracement level, but it doesn't really derive from a Fibonacci sequence number. It's basically just to show 50% retracement of a move. So what am I talking about? Let's say that this common retracement levels that we're talking about, we're looking at on this stock chart. Let's say this is we're coming into a bottom here. We're looking at how far this stock is going to reverse as it's making its climb back out. Is it going to reverse just to the 23.6, the 38.2? How far is it going to go? Now you can see here as we start going up, we're hitting those different levels. But the next level here is that 618. Now that 618, if you remember, is the inverse number of that golden ratio number. Now that 618 is usually the make or break point of this stock and its reversal. So usually if it breaks that 618 or that next number, that 786, if it breaks through those levels on the retracement, it's usually going to travel right up there to those 1272 extension. Now if you remember when I showed you guys on this stock chart, you can see those 1272 extensions act as magnets once we break through those 618 and that 786 retracement levels. So that those numbers right here really represent the make or break point, that 618 and the 786. Sometimes it'll hit that 618 and that'll be a reversal point and it'll start to trade down. But if it breaks through that 618, usually it's going to go up through those extension levels of the 1272 or that 1618. So again, let's draw our retracement levels again here on the chart. So now we're looking at this stock reversing and how high is it going to go. So now we've already broke through that that 618 level. We broke through that 786 level. Now we're looking in for that profit target zone of that 1272 or that 1618 because it's broke those levels there, just as it did here. Once it broke those levels, now we're looking at those profit targets of 1272 and that 1618 respectively. So kind of interesting how all this plays out and these numbers work together. Now here's the crazy thing. Are these numbers playing out because they work out in nature and it just happens to also work out in the stock market? Or is everybody drawing these Fibonacci levels on their chart and they're looking at the same lines, so they're all making the decisions based on these lines? Who really knows? But if you understand how to use these this Fibonacci tool, you'll be able to better make decisions on how to trade the stock. So let's look at how to set it up here in the ThinkorSwim platform. Now let me just clear off my chart here. We'll clear some drawings off. And I want to show you guys how I have mine set up. So again, if we just come out here to the right, there's two ways to get to your Fibonacci tool. You can click that top little round dial on your mouse and it'll pull up your little menu here. And this would be the percentage symbol would be your Fibonacci tool. Or you could come over here to the drawings, come down here to drawing tools, and it'll be the same thing. So we'll go ahead and click on that, and now you can see that we're ready to draw our Fibonacci tool. So when I click that on my chart, I can start to drag that down. Let me lower that down a little bit. I can drag that down and it'll put on my Fibonacci levels here. Now if I just right click anywhere on this tool with my mouse, you can see that it comes up to edit properties. It'll pull up this little window here and you can see what I have dialed in on my chart. Now you can put all kinds of levels in here, but this is the levels that I have in my chart right here, or in my tool. And if you want them to show up on your chart, you got to make sure that these are check marked so that it knows to put those on your chart. So here's what I have, the 0.382. Now you can just click in that box and you can change that number to whatever level you want, but I'm putting it at those numbers, those golden ratio numbers or derivatives of those numbers, and those common retracement levels that you saw here in this video. That's what I have here in my chart. Now you can also change the color of those levels, and the reason I have the colors that I do is I kind of have it set up where if this stock is making a retracement, for example, the stock has moved down and now it's looking at making a retracement, these yellow levels give me a heads up like, hey, we're approaching those zones where it's either going to make or break. Are we going to hit the 618 and be rejected, or are we going to break through that 618 and that 786 and we're going to trade up here to that 1272? So these levels that are yellow just kind of give me a heads up. They're like a hey, give me a little warning that we're approaching these levels. Now the 618 and the 786, I have those in red because those are the levels that are going to make or break, whether I'm going to go higher or lower. And then of course I got the 1272 and the 1618 up here, and I have those in green because those are going to be my profit targets. Because if my stock comes down through and comes right up back up through those retracement levels and it trades up through that 786, my next level or my profit target that I'm looking at is going to be that 1272. You know, it might chop around in here like this, but I'm waiting for it to get up there to that 1272 before it stalls out. So that's what I'm looking at, and that's why I put it in green. Is I'm looking for that stock to those are going to be my profit zones. Same thing up here on that 1618. These are going to be my profit levels that I'm looking at. So you can put those in here any color you want. I also put that 618 just to, as a width of 2, just so it's a little bit harder line in the sand, so I can see that a little bit more clear on the chart. You can change that to whatever you want. Of course, you can add farther out profit zones, but these are just the common ones, and that's why I have those in my chart. These are the ones that I like to use. And then you also have this option to change this color down here. Now this color down here is this line that's right here. This line right here is the level that you see right down here at the bottom. I like to just make it yellow. Kind of, you know, distinguishes it from other lines that I have on my chart. And then you can change the width on that as well. Anyway, I hope this has been helpful, guys. Let me show you one other thing. The right extension, I turn the right extension on so that it drags all the way out to the end of my chart. If I turn this right extension off and then hit OK, you can see that it really makes it short. So if you're trying to, put this on a chart, let me just drag this over here. Like, let's say you're looking at this move right here, and you needed these lines all the way out here to find out where these moves are. It's just kind of hard to do it when these lines are short. So I like to have those lines extended out to the right. So I put the right extension on, and that'll put them all the way out to the side so I can see where those profit zones are going to be out into the future. Let me see, what else can I show you guys? That's pretty much it. I mean, you can also pick where you want the price. If you want the price levels on the right or the left, I like to just have them out here on the right side. That way, it's just easy to compare it right here with the numbers on the right side of the chart. Hopefully this has been helpful for you guys. This is the numbers I use. I love using the Fibonacci tool. It's more of a forward-looking tool to help you kind of give some idea where that stock is going to trade out into the future. And I like putting these on the chart. Like I said, everybody's probably putting them on there, and they're using the same lines to make the same decisions. So it's really, it's kind of good to know what everybody's looking at as well. So let me just show you another couple of scenarios here. You can see all along here we have different levels. I mean, your eye is going to be trained to be able to see these. So, looking at this level right in here, if we drew a Fibonacci right on here from this high to this low, you can see that look how uncannily close these numbers are, if that's even a word, uncannily. But you can see right up here, it broke again with a vengeance, broke right up through this 786 retracement level here. And once it broke through that, where did it go? It went right up here to that 1272 and kind of stalled out a little bit. You can see that, right? It kind of stalled out just a little bit around that 1272. But then again, it broke up above it, and where did it go? It went right up here to this 1618. Is that a coincidence? I don't know, but look at how it has respected these lines back and forth between these two. Think what you want. I like the Fibonacci tool. I think it's great. Hopefully this video has been educational. You've liked it. And maybe somebody that could benefit from watching this video. We'd love for you to share it if you feel so inclined. But thank you guys so much again for watching our videos. If you have some ideas for some other videos that you'd like to see, post them in the comments section below and let us know what you liked about it. Give us a thumbs up. Consider subscribing again if you haven't already. And we'll catch you guys next time. My name's Kirk with Tactical Options Trading. Have a good one, everybody. We'll see you later.